Hey, what is up guys? It is Slickmoff here. I'm back again with another video, and in this one I'm going to talk about the Suicide Squad game, or lack thereof, because it no longer exists, according to Jason Schreier of Kotaku. After 2 years, the game was hacked and completely scrapped, and I want to talk about why I'm actually excited about this, even though I was really anticipating the game. And just to be clear, just about 5-10 minutes ago, I was rewatching the Suicide Squad film, which I really love and think is amazing and is in my top 5 favorite comic book films of all time. Now, some people are going to say, how is it one of your favorite comic films of all time? It fucking blows. Well, I don't know what to tell you. I just like it. And I also like the Suicide Squad. I mean, I love the Rebirth series. I love, some of the Ostrander comics. I love the team as a whole. I'm not an expert on them and I'm, anything like that, but I do really enjoy the Suicide Squad. I think it's a great DC property. With that being said, I love the film as well. I think there's a lot of fans coming from Suicide Squad that are now fans of these characters like, Deadshot and the Enchantress, whereas otherwise people wouldn't have known them otherwise in the mainstream. So I think the Suicide Squad film did a great job at doing that. So I think this game had everything set for it, paid for it, and bam, canceled after 2 years of development. Now, we look at big, bad WB, and something to consider is that this leak is coming from Jason Schreier of Kotaku. Remember, Jason Schreier is the guy that said we were going to be getting a trailer for the Damian Wayne Batman game in early December, which didn't happen, obviously, as you can tell. So, Jason Schreier's 0 for 1 on DC games, and now people are sort of head over heels and believing that the game is canceled. Just to be clear, I do believe the game is canceled because he says he has 3 different sources telling him this, so surely not all 3 of them are wrong. But he was wrong the first time, so I mean it's tough to tell really, but just to be clear, I do believe him this time, and I believed him last time too and got excited for a trailer that never happened. So I've been let down by Jason Schreier, but I'm gonna go ahead and go with this and run with this and be like, okay, maybe it did get canceled. And it was teased at the end of Arkham Origins. It's so sad that the game was canceled, but I want to explain why this makes a lot of sense and why we can really run with this. And here's the thing to consider about WB Games and their DC properties, is that WB Games has a high stature for their quality control of their DC titles. You can look at the Arkham games, obviously, but more so, look at something, like the Lego Batman games, for instance, all very, very good, and you look at their DC video games, they're all pretty high quality. I'm not to say you can find other ones, but as compared to Marvel, for instance, I don't mean to pick on them, but there seems to be less of an emphasis on quality control. Now, that's very evidently changing in 2017 with Spider-Man PS4 and Marvel vs. Capcom, but it's tough with Sony and Marvel, because with Marvel, they don't really have full control over anything. Their characters are all owned by different companies. They don't own Spider-Man. They don't really own a lot of their staple characters, besides like Captain America is like their last one, and Iron Man and like a few of them, but even Hulk and characters like that, they don't actually own them. The commercial rights, now they own the comic book rights, but it's very rough with games, but definitely movies they don't have the rights to. So my point with that is that it's tricky because you look at the Amazing Spider-Man, that's actually, Sony, and it's Activision. But you look at this, right, and Marvel vs. Capcom is not published, it's not under the same umbrella. Unlike with WB Games and DC Comics, every single DC game is a WB game. Every single one. That includes the Arkham games, that includes Lego, that includes whatever, it doesn't matter. A Suicide Squad game, it's all WB games, which is a great thing. It's really good. And what WB can then do is have an insane bar of quality control. You shall not pass. Any shitty DC game is not going to pass. And we see that with the Suicide Squad game, and some Reddit leaks have come out saying that the game apparently is like, it didn't play very well, it wasn't very fun, there wasn't a good movement mechanic or whatever. Now, if all that's true, I don't know, somebody could just be making that up. But here's the thing is that clearly the game, if it got scrapped after 2 years of development, and just to be clear, we look at big bad WB, big bad corporate, shills just trying to get a quick buck and stuff like that, but you have to consider it would be infinitely more profitable to, push this game to release, put 6 months more into it, finish it, release it, put it on shelves, Suicide Squad game featuring Harley Quinn, put Harley Quinn on the cover, and maybe have a little bit of cleavage in there too, and just make a shit ton of money and the game blows, okay? Bad games make money. Guess what? The Amazing Spider-Man 2, I've got it right behind me. My mom got it for me for Christmas. It's $35 used at GameStop. It's a shitty game, from what I've been told, and it's still worth that much. Commercial viability it's a Spider-Man game, so it's infinite. You know, by that standard, it's a game that's gonna make a lot of money. Not because it's a good game, it's actually a very bad game, but it has Spider-Man on the cover. You see how this works. Most people don't research into whether a game's good or bad or not. You know, when you were 8 or 10 years old, you weren't looking at like the reviews. I bought so many shitty Star Wars games when I was a kid. I mean, it's unbelievable, and I just didn't know any better. And I'm getting on a side rant, but here's the point. WB did the right thing, and they canceled a game that wasn't going the way it was intended to, and they had a lot of potential for the Suicide Squad game. As development started to roll, it didn't go the way they wanted to. So what did WB do? They maintained the high publishing quality that they have established with their DC properties. I can't speak for other ones, I don't really know, but they've maintained their quality control for all of the Batman games, all of the Arkham games, all the other DC games that we've seen and have come to respect. And really, when you see a WB Games comic book game on the shelf, their hopes, I hope, and this is going to benefit them in the long run, because once again, in the short run, this is a big hit. You're paying hundreds and hundreds of developers great salaries to work very hard on this game and have all this software and fund millions of dollars just down the drain instantly. They spent millions and millions of dollars on the Suicide Squad game over 2 years. That is a fact, and it's gone instantly. They will not see a penny of it back. That takes guts to do that. Again, I think a lot of developers at this point, 2 years in, would just be like, just get it to dev. The game fucking sucks. It's gonna suck, but it's gonna sell like a you-know-what because it's Suicide Squad. But they didn't do that, and that's something I'm very appreciative of, and that's why you may be sort of alarmed, but like, Slick, I thought you were looking forward to the game, I thought you can't wait to play it, and you really want a Suicide Squad game, and you love the film, and you love the property, you love the comic books, and you would love to see a Suicide Squad game almost more than anything else, and that's all true. All of those things are true. I think a co-op Suicide Squad game would be biblical, as I like to say. But that's not also to say that if the game isn't a 9 out of 10 or better, that passes WB standards. So really, that's something that we can, that's my look at it, okay? I mean, I don't know that everything I just said is 100% true. You know, it's tough to tell, but that's what I look at it. And when I look at their track record, I am very, very pleased with the track record that WB Games has with their DC titles. And we see the competition revving up in the superhero video game realm, and I'm glad that WB is maintaining that and not compromising that, and just cashing in on the game on Suicide Squad. Yeah, it's definitely a cash-in property, right? I mean, a Suicide Squad video game can come in between the first and second movies. I mean, that's fine. Every Batman, we can make the argument that every Batman game is a cash-in game, okay? And as much as people say in the comments of my videos and stuff like that, they don't want another Batman game, you best believe they will be buying this upcoming one regardless of that fact. So there's something to be said about the commercial viability of that. But I applaud WB for canceling a game that is not going to be of the quality that we've come to expect of their DC properties, and I can't wait to see the future ones, including the new Damian Wayne Batman game, which is revving up development, and any others that we don't know about just yet. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to give it a thumbs up. Let me know, were you excited for the Suicide Squad game? Were you dreading it? And now that this has been announced, that the game has been canceled, what are your thoughts on it? Do you have the same perspective as I do, or a little bit of a different one? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. My name is Slickmoth. Once again, thank you all so much for supporting me. I got another video coming up tomorrow about the Damian Wayne Batman game, details and information. I'll see you guys in the next one.